Now we're live. So, so I'm gonna share the start coming in now. So, all right, people, welcome to another day for Vocal Siri and the last wrap with Dr. Miracle Amah. So, without any further ado, I'm sorry for the little glitch. We have network issue, and we need to clear up one or two things. If you are joining the live, please indicate by saying something on the comment section, so I can be sure you can hear us audibly and you can understand what we are saying. So please, I can see we have one person currently streaming. Please just indicate by the comment section to so we are sure that you can hear me clearly. So I bring a doctor on stage to carry on with her session. Hello, anybody? Uh, please. Okay, I can see a Marachi with a thumbs up. That's great. So all right, all right. I'm going to bring, without any further ado, I'm going to bring Dr. Am on stage to start her session. I can see three persons streaming. Please, if you're just joining, you're welcome. Please indicate if you can hear us clearly. The three persons, once I get your thumbs up or response, I'm going to bring Dr. on stage to have her class today. Hi, Matt. I'm here and I can hear you clearly too. Very good. So today we're going to be doing understanding your Fach and choosing the right song. All right, people, let's welcome on stage Dr. Miracle Amah. Doctor,
Thank
you
you.
have the floor.
All
You can
right.
indicate so they just say one or two to clarify if they can hear you.
All right. Can everybody hear me? If you can hear me, say something on the chat. Can you hear me?
Please, let's have your interaction at the comment section if you can hear her, please.
Matt, have you gotten the presentation? Can you
Okay,
share it?
let me check. That's my email, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, let me check. Um, yes, ma'am. I'm gonna download it now and bring it on stage.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. I think they can hear you.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. I'm super excited about this topic. I'm super excited about everybody. Um, I would like this to be an interactive session. I know it's hard on online or virtually to be as interactive, but I would like that as I present, because I will be talking about different voice types, the way they sound, their ranges, what types of songs they should be singing. Um, if I mention your voice type, or if I mention something that you feel like, oh, this sounds like my range or my voice type, put on the group chat, just say that's me. just so I can know that there's somebody there. I'm talking to people and they're understanding what I'm saying, okay? And if you have questions, I think we have a Q&A at the end. Right, Matt?
Yes, ma'am. You're right.
Yeah. So if you have questions, just keep them and keep piling them up. And at the end, we'll try as much as possible to answer all your questions. And if I don't have the answer, because I may not know all the answers, I will definitely get a contact and then reach out with the answer. Okay. All right. Are we ready to go, Mr. Matt?
Yes, ma'am. We're ready to fire on.
All right.
Just it's uploading. So just
Okay.
about 2 minutes. We're good. It's uploading.
Okay. All right. So while we're waiting for the presentation, let me just give you a little background on why I chose this topic. So what I'll be talking about today is sing smarter, not harder. The reason why I chose this topic was because it's really dear to me, because I think earlier in my singing career, I sang harder rather than smarter. And I think that's an issue we have in general in Nigeria, and not just in Nigeria, I'll say in the entire singing community, because we are always like, oh, this song is so high, yay, I'm a soprano, that's my song. And then you sing the song once and your voice is fried, and you're like, okay, I'll just sing it when I can, and then, but it's my song. That's singing harder, right? I did a lot of that when in my earlier singing, and I'm still young, so so don't write me off yet. I'm still very very young. But I would say in my earlier part of my career, I sang things that I shouldn't be singing because I felt it was my range. Oh, I can sing that song. Well, just because you can sing it doesn't mean you should be singing it. Um, and sometimes we're like, oh, I'm a coloratura. As far as I can hit that high F and magic flute, well, I'm gonna sing it. Well, that piece was written for a dramatic coloratura at a certain age in their life. So if you're not up to that age, you probably should not be singing that piece. Oh, I found this aria from Verdi, and you're 19. At 19, you should be far, 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 far away from Verdi. Um, so that's pretty much what I built this topic on, is that I find a lot of singers singing harder rather than smarter. So what we're going to be delving into today is figuring out where your voice sits. Now, don't get me wrong, some people are more flexible than others, right? Some people don't fit into the traditional box. And this is not to put any singer in a box and say, well, this is exactly who you are and this is exactly what you should be singing. I know better than to do that, because not all singers fit into that box. However, this creates a framework for you to work with and say, oh, okay, if this is where my comfortable range sits, these are probably the songs I should be singing. Or if I sing a song and after singing it the first two times, my voice is fried, then that song is probably not for my voice type. And that is 1000% okay. We have a lot of singers trying to fit into a box, trying to fit into, oh, well, all sopranos sing Mozart. Well, all sopranos should not be singing Mozart. Um, we have singers trying to fit into the norm, fit into the canon, and it doesn't fit. And because of that, we're frying our voices, ruining our voices, and singing things we shouldn't be singing. So this is just a framework to help you try to figure it out. Like I said, voices are different, people are different. So if you're a teacher and you say, oh, this person's voice sits within this range, well, they can sing Mozart. Well, give them Mozart if it's comfortable for them. But if it's not, allow people to be able to sing what they can sing or should be singing, rather than singing what everybody else sings. Okay. Are we ready, Mr. Matt?
I think it's the process and taking a long time. I'm finding another way to convert it to PDF. It's
Oh,
taking a
okay.
lot of time. It's
I
processing.
know that it's mine on my end too is doing the exact same thing. So I don't know if it's a platform or is there any other way to just present directly rather than uploading it?
Yes, I'll have to screenshot them as image file and upload them. So I think that's what I'm
Mm,
trying to do now.
okay.
Yeah. So
Um, Let me
just
see if I could start because I don't want to keep everybody waiting, and then
yes,
we'll
ma'am,
meet.
please.
We'll meet at some point. Okay, so I know you can't see this, but my first slide says, "What is Fach?" Some of you may have heard this name before. People say, "Oh, sing what's within your Fach, sing what's within your Fach." Now, what is Fach? Well, actually, it's German, and we should actually pronounce it as Fach, right? Because the ACH sound is an ah sound in German. Um, but because we've made it English, so we call it Fach. So I will just say the English one for now because I don't know if I want to keep saying Fach throughout the entire presentation. Maybe a little distracting. So what is the definition of Fach? The German system of voice classification. That is what is known as Fach. So Fach simply means subject. I know, right? It's like, wait, what? That makes no sense. Exactly, it doesn't. But that was a term that Germans decided to use as a singer's vocal category. It defines your
Mm,
range, your timbre, the weight of your voice, and stamina. Um, what's the origin? It developed in German opera houses to match singers to roles. Like I said, match singers to roles. Not everybody should be singing the Queen of the Night aria. Um, so it was created to match singers to roles safely and sustainably to protect the voices of singers to have a long career. Which means if you sing what you're not supposed to sing, that's a shorter career. So we should keep that in mind. Scientific basis. It's based on tessitura, the vocal color, passaggio placement, and physical voice weight, not simply high and low notes. I think that's something we easily misconstrue. Right? We're like, oh, what's your highest note? Oh, I can sing a high F. Okay, what's your lowest note? Um, I can sing a C4. Awesome. You're soprano. Well, there are mezzo sopranos that can go that high. Still does not make them sopranos. I know coloratura mezzo sopranos that can sing a high F easily. Are they sopranos? Absolutely not. Exactly. So that's how we're talking about this. And then practical guidance. It guides what a fact does is that it guides repertoire selection, audition choices, and then also your long-term vocal health. It should be the compass of every singer's artistic journey. Okay. Um, and then there's a disclaimer I put under the screen. I know you can't see that yet. I'm so sad, but I will tell you as much as I can. Singing in the wrong fact leads to strain, injury, and career plateau. So if
mm.
you keep singing things you shouldn't be singing, that's when you hear singers go, oh, I can't sing today. My voice is gone. Now, don't get me wrong. There are economic, social, and other things that could make your voice strained. However, if it starts becoming a pattern, start checking your repertoire because that's probably the issue. Okay. All right. Are we good now, Mr. Matt, or no?
I'm sorry. I think
Okay.
that system keeps bouncing the files.
Oh
So
no.
I don't know. Maybe it's the format, but I think we'll pick along the way. I'm doing all I
Okay.
can to bring it
No, that's
fast
okay.
speed.
Yeah, just let me know. I'll keep talking until you tell me that you're ready. All right. My next
Let's
slide
do it.
says the complete fact metric. So we have the sopranos. I wish you could see this, but you can't right now. So I'll tell you what I'm seeing or what I wrote. So the soprano typical range from a C4 to a D6 or F6. depending on the type of soprano. Then we have mezzo soprano from a G3 to an A5. We have the contralto from E3 to a G5. And then we have the tenor from C3 to E5. And then baritone from F2 to G4. And then bass baritone from D2 to F4. And then we have the bass from C2 to E4. And then we have something I call the character voices. And that's what I keep saying, that this is not to put you in a box. Character voices are the variable, right? The variables. They could like a voice like Cecilia Bartoli, if you know the singer. Cecilia Bartoli has sung pretty much every soprano role and every mezzo soprano
Mm.
role. Pretty much. Yeah. You will see her sing Susanna. You will see her sing Darabella. You see her sing Fiordiligi. You see her sing uh, the Countessa. There's so many. She sings pretty much everything. So those are the variables, right? We call them character voices. They work based on characters rather than fitting into that box of um soprano, mezzo soprano, but she goes by the title of a mezzo soprano. But I've heard Cecilia Bartoli sing an E5 before, which some sopranos cannot sing or should not be singing, depending on their voice type. So those are the variables, okay? Okay, my next slide, we focus on the soprano Fach. Now, we're ranking these from the lightest to the most dramatic. So we have the one of the lightest and highest is the coloratura soprano. Those are the ones who sing the Queen of the Night arias, the Serbinetas, the Lucia from Donizetti. So those are the sopranos that can go really really high, F6 plus, right? Plus plus. I've heard singers sing an A6. I'm like, I can't. Yeah, no, but I can't do that. But some people are gifted too, and they are called coloratura sopranos. So how do we know coloratura sopranos? They're bright, very squeaky, key voices at the top, very light and subtle, and they could easily be very agile because coloratures can sing fast moving high notes. Doesn't mean other voices can't, but high notes. They can sing them fast and high, really high. Okay. So those are the coloratures. And then we have the lyric sopranos. Still high, but probably less coloratura, less melismatic, less movement in the voice, like the Paminas, the Susannas, Marguerite in Faust, Michaela from, why am I forgetting this? Your son. I keep forgetting the opera she's in, but yeah, more lyric, more flowy, sweet, warm, natural, beautiful tone. Those are lyric sopranos. And then we have the young dramatic, usually from A3, so they're slightly lower than the regular soprano, A3 to C6, right? Bright lyric core, but they have a really strong projection. You're like, oh, that singer
Mm.
sings too loud.
Wow.
No, they're not singing too loud. That's their voice. Those are my dramatics. Okay. Dramatic singers have a microphone in their stomach. They can project really loud. They are not forcing it because that's also something that we struggle with too in Nigeria. Like, oh, I want it softer. Ah, dramatic singers cannot go as soft as lyrics. So choral directors and voice teachers, please beware. When you have dramatics, allow their big voices to shine. Do not tell them to sing softer because um they're soft. A dramatic soft is a lyrics loud, right?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
allow them to sing within their vocal tessitures. Are you ready, Matt, or what you calling Matt?
Yes, I think I'm ready. Yeah. I
Oh,
just need to
awesome.
know. Let, let me see what I did.
On slide
So,
4,
okay, on slide 4. Um,
where I have the soprano Fach.
okay, soprano.
Okay, I
Mm,
see someone saying, "What about alto?" Don't worry, I got you. I'm getting there. We're seeing soprano, okay? In fact, you will hear
okay,
alto, you will be like, "Wow!" Don't worry, you
okay,
will hear alto.
this is soprano fact spectrum. Are we there?
Okay, yes, that's where I am. Can you
This is
enlarge that?
yeah. I think this is the best it could appear on the
That's the best it
screen.
could appear. Sheesh.
What a- what about now? I think the better.
No, it's still the same on
Uh,
my end. That's okay. I'll keep it going. If you could make it bigger, no problem. But if you want to call my attention, just talk because I am on different screen. Or probably I should use my other screens. I can't see you. All right. So like I was saying, we have the young dramatic, which arose like Elsa in Wagner, Elizabeth in Verdi. They sing from A3 to C6. Their comfortable range is probably from a D4 to a G5. Okay. Um, And then we have spin toes. Spin toes are a little more dramatic or heavier than young dramatic. A3 to C6. Comfortable range C4 to G5. Spinning dramatic core, lyric and warm, but more of a heroic thrust. So when I say heroic thrust, it's something that actually originated from German operas. You hear held in tenors, held in singers. They call them heroic. That they have the heroic thrust. Now, what does that mean? It means your voice is bigger, it's heavier, it's it's one of those voices that if you put a glass in front of it, it will burst. Bash. No, I'm just kidding. It won't. But you get what I'm saying. Very big voices, put them with a 50-man orchestra, you will still hear the voice soaring over an orchestra. In fact, dramatic voices can even go over 100-man orchestra. Yes, that's how beautiful dramatic voices are. So voice teachers, please do not tell dramatic singers to sing softer. I it's a pet peeve for me. I hate it when I hear choral directors or voice teachers go, well, that's too loud, can you make it softer? Now, what that does to the voice is that the singer starts squeezing because they're like, because they want to make it softer. No, let them spin their voices. Now, if you see they're pushing and they're pushing it to be too loud, then that's where you as a voice teacher can tell them, no, you don't need to be louder. Find your comfort zone. Okay. But do not tell dramatic singers to be softer because that's not feasibly possible with their voices or their range. They could be softer within their voice range. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they can't sing soft. I'm saying they can. Their soft is not your regular soft. So let me put it on a scale. If lyric voices can sing soft and it will sound 30% when it's soft, with a dramatic voice, it will probably be about a 50%, and that's their soft. Okay. So don't tell them to go softer. And then dramatic sopranos, which is the biggest voices, sing above large orchestras. That's the Brunhilde from Wagner opera, Turandot, Electra. Those are those type of voices, and their range is from a G3 to a B5. So they do not go that high. Okay. Another disclaimer for voice teachers. Just because they can't sing above or can't sing a high C does not mean they're not sopranos. They could be dramatic sopranos. Okay. So we need to understand that voice type to really help our singers. All right, mezzo sopranos. Auntie, I'm coming to you. Don't worry. Alto is on the way. Um, mezzo sopranos, they usually range from a G3 to an A5. We have lyric mezzo. And then we have the lyric mezzo, warm, same thing with lyric soprano, warmer, lighter, have a little more agility. Those are your Cherubino, your Rosina, Octavian. Um, And then we have the dramatic mezzo sopranos, a little more darker, heavier. Like I said before, same thing. Dramatic voices are bigger, powerful, dark tone. They are not contra altos. Do not replace them to be altos. They are still mezzo sopranos, but bigger, heavier. Okay. They have more dramatic intensity, deep chest voice. Those are your Carmen. Yeah, Carmen, Amneris, Eboli, and Kundry. Those are the voice types for those. And then we have the Falcon Mezzo. That is a very, very, very rare type of voice, but it exists. Now, Falcons are, I call them the hybrids, right? They're the hybrids of the mezzo sopranos. They have a dramatic mezzo soprano, but with a soprano extension. That's your Cicela Bartoli, right? They can sing soprano roles, they can sing mezzo roles. Like I said, Cicela Bartoli has sang pretty much every soprano role and pretty much every mezzo soprano role as well. So those are your hybrids. Those are the Falcons, okay? And then contralto, E3 to G5. We have the tiefer out contralto, which means deep contralto. These are the ones that sometimes in the choir you see choral directors say, "Oh, that lady is a tenor." They're not a tenor, but I get it. I get the reason why, because they're really, really deep. But they are actually contraltos. In English, we call them the deep contraltos, but in German, it's a tiefer out contraltos. So really deep, very dark tone, low, true female voice range. Those are Erda in Wagner, or the witch in Hansel and Gretel. So yeah, beautiful voice, very rare. So if you have that kind of voice, do not be ashamed. Do not feel like you're lesser than anybody. Horn into it, sing it, love it. Though it's a very rare voice type, so enjoy it. Okay. And then we have the contralto buffa. That's the comic contralto. So a little bit higher, more of a character contralto, dramatic depth, but comic sinister edge. That's your Orica in Umbalo in Maschera. That's Verdi. And then I'll move to the next. What's her name? Let me go back to you guys. Modesta, did I answer your question? Are you okay now? You have heard about the altos. All right. All right. Tenor Fach classification. We have the spiel tenors, light character tenors, very high, higher than lyric tenors, right? These are the master singers, higher tenors from C3 to D5. Well, actually, I'll say they're a little lower than lyric tenors, actually. Yeah. And then the lyric tenor is the highest. Those are your Taminos, Alfredo, Numerino, Don Octavio. Sweet, focused tone, very light. They are the colorators of the tenor world. Sing really high. The ones that sing Amaze Amaze, right? Huh? Yeah, those are your lyric tenors. They like to show off. I'm just kidding. Everybody likes to show off. We should all be happy to show off our voices, no matter how it is, as low as a deep contralto or as high as a coloratura soprano. Enjoy your voice, show off your voice. It's your God-given gift.
Yeah.
And then we have Tenore di Grazia. Those are high. Those are Amaviva, Rossini, Ernesto, Donizetti. So those are like coloratura, like fast-moving Rossini type tenors, right? And then we have Spinto, which is a little thicker, heavier. Lyric with dramatic thirsts. So we're back to the dramatics again. Those are Carvadosi, Radmes, or Don Hossein. ringing top. That reminds me of Mr. Awokedi. He always say ringing tenor. But yeah, those are your spintos, bigger voices. They can sing as high as a D5, but
Yeah.
just way bigger voices. And then we have the dramatic tenors. Those are the Verdi tenors, right? The Puccini's heavier, Otello, Manrico, Calaf, or Canio. Dark, powerful, steely high notes, really strong stamina. I would even say a B4 will be more of their range. C5, B4, right? Some of them can go as high as a high C, and that's okay. Does not make them lesser than the tenor. They're just dramatic. And then we have the held in tenor. Now that title, I'll say title, is it's a Wagner thing, right? During Wagner's time, he called them Helding tenors because they could go lower than a regular tenor and still hit high notes. So their ranges are from A2 to like the C5s or B4. Um, those are the Siegfrieds, Parsifal, Tristan, Lohengrin. Those are your Helding tenors. Extreme endurance. They have the baritone depth, but the heroic top. Okay. All right. Like I said, if any of these voices are mentioned is you, just say that's me. And if you don't know, say I don't know, and that's okay. We're here to figure it out. Well, at least with the tools I'll give you today, you can figure it out. And then we have the
That's right.
baritone and bass classifications. Lyric baritone, like we know by now, we should know that lyrics are the high ones. And then I also put the cavalier baritone. Now, there's not much of a difference between the lyric and the cavalier. It's just that the cavalier has more shape to their tone. The lyric is a little lighter than cavalier, just a little. Pretty much the same range, but the Germans wanted to differentiate them. Okay, all right, German people. Um, and then we have the held in baritone, pretty much same with the dramatic range, heavier, E2 to F sharp 4, so more powerful, a little bit darker. Those are your Don
Hmm.
Giovanni's, your
Yeah.
Scarpia, Wotan, um, uh, your Hans Sachs. Yeah, those are the Helding baritones. So a little deeper. And then we have the bass baritone. Um, this is the bridging voice, right? It's the bass and the baritone, in between. Those are your Escamilos, Flying
Mm.
Dutchman, dark, resonant bridge, high, a little
Wow.
bit higher. And then the buffo bass. So now we're going lower. Those are your Leporellos, your Osmins, Falstaff. They have this comic agility in their voices, right? That funny, right? But they're still really deep. So those are the people that you probably want to give your the Mozart arias that move a lot too, right? Your buffo bass. They have a lot of movement in their voice. And then we have the basso profondo. I couldn't help it. I had to do that. Those are the foundation of your acapella voices, right? Those are the ones that go right. They can really sing that low, really low, that foundation voice. Sarastro. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I couldn't help but do that. Yeah, those are your basso profundos, okay? Yeah. And then yeah, now that we've gone through all the voice types and what you should hear, the type of songs you should sing, their ranges, what is left? The anatomy of singing, their
Mm.
vocal physiology. Now, every singer should have these, right? Doesn't matter if you are the deep contralto or the coloratura soprano or the basso profundo, right? We want breath support. that apoggio breathing, that lean into your body type of breath. Good phonation, that your vocal cords abduct and vibrate, right? That there's no air between. And that's why singers, please go get your voice scoped if you haven't yet. Make sure you know what's going on down there. Go to an ENT and let them put a camera down your throat, show you what's going on down there. Okay, you should do that at least once every year. I don't know if they're now
Wow.
ENT like that's in Nigeria, but if they are, please find them
Wow.
and go get your voice scoped.
Mm.
Okay, and then resonance, um, where your voice is vibrating from, the source of your tone. I was actually playing a little bit today and I was like, oh, I should use that as an example. That's what a nerd would do, right? So I was actually singing a nursery rhyme with my son, and um at first when I sang it, I was like, wait, where's my resonance? No, I need to do that again. I need to teach him how to sing here. He's one, for crying out loud. But yeah, that's my life. So I was singing the baby swimming in the water, the baby swimming in the water. And at first, it was early in the morning. I wasn't thinking about my voice. I was just like, ah. So I just went, the baby swimming in the water, the baby swimming in the water, the baby swimming in the water, pop, 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 pop. And then I was like, that's not good. That's very airy. That's too far back in my throat. This is me at like 7 a.m. this morning, over analyzing my voice, right? To a 1-year-old toddler. This was always going in my head. I was like, oh God, where's the resonance? And then I went, the baby swimming in the water, the baby swimming in the water, the baby swimming in the water, bubble, 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 pop, right? That's where the resonance is. And that's where every singer, every time should sing, where your resonance lives in. If the air in your sound is more than the sound, then we haven't found the resonance. So find your resonance, because that's when your voice will shine. That's when you will actually be able to control your voice. That's when you could say, oh, let me sing softer, because a lot of singers misconstrue soft for airy, right? Oh, baby swimming in the water, oh, that's soft. No, it's not. That is a very bad placement. It could be soft but resonant, right? The baby
Yeah.
swimming in the water, the baby swimming in the water, the baby swimming in the water, bubble, 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 pop, right? Soft,
Wow.
but still resonant. The baby swimming in the water, the baby. See, I'm even running out of air. That's what resonance can do. Exactly. It sounds very very easy, or it sounds very, but it's very very technical, right? And it could make or break a singer's voice, literally. If you can't find
Mm.
your resonance, there's a lot of tension in your voice. It will build a lot of vocal issues. So find your resonance. And then number 4, articulation. Your tongue, your lips, your jaw. What are they doing? We do not want any disruptions. And as simple as that sounds, I have seen so many singers that come to my studio and they're like, "Oh well, I'm an alto. I can't sing that high." And I'm like, "Okay, no problem. I don't argue with people. I just show them." Um, and then 2 weeks later, they're singing a high C. I'm not a magician, I promise you. I did not do anything extra. We just try to find where their voices are articulate, where their
That's
resonance
right.
is, and
Yeah.
that made their voices pop, pretty much. Bubble, 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 pop. See, there we go. Um, so that bubble popped, right? That bubble of is this where my voice leaves, or I can only sing this high, right? A lot of it has to do with articulation and resonance. So we have a lot of singers singing with a lot of tension in their voices because they've not been able to find their resonance or how to be articulate. So do that. Find a voice teacher and let them work through all of that tongue tension, lip tension, jaw tension, and see how your true range really pop. Okay. And then we have the registers, the registration, the chest, the middle, the head, the flageolets. Flageolets for men, you would say, you almost call it the falsetto. For women, we call it the whistle, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a whistle. I'm a dramatic soprano. So I don't have a whistle, but I have a head voice. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's being able to know your where your voice sits and that range, okay, and be able to allow your voice move when it needs to move. Now, what we call a belt is when you are taking your register higher than it should. So allow your voice flip. At first, it's a muscle you have to train. So you see a lot of singers saying, "Oh, but when it flips, it's too soft." Yeah, you have to train the muscle. But allow it flip to where it should go, because if you don't, then you'll be carrying unnecessary tension to higher parts of your voice, and then you end up saying, "Oh, I'm an alto," when you really are a soprano. Okay, so that's another thing that could affect singers. And then my next slide, measurable markers for voice types. I think I kind of already touched on this, so I'll actually move to the next slide because I want to make sure I move a little quicker so you guys have time to ask questions at the end. Now, classical repertoire by Fach. I kind of dabbled into this a little bit when I was presenting, but I just wanted to do just a little more. Okay. So Mozart, right? Lots people like to sing Così fan tutte, Don Giovanni, Le Nozze di Figaro, Zauberflotte, Magic Flute, La Clemenza di Tito, right? The voices those are best for are your lyric sopranos, lyric tenors, lyric baritone, lyric mezzo soprano, bass baritones. Please read that again. Lyric, 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 lyric. And that was why when someone gave me Pamina to sing, it was a very uncomfortable role for me. Why? Because I'm a dramatic soprano. So if you want me, I will sing Pamina. Don't get me wrong. I can easily sing Pamina.
Right.
However, if you want Pamina to be as soft as Pamina should be, do not give it to a dramatic soprano. Because then the conductor kept on saying, "Can we go a little softer?" I'm like, "No, we can't. I'm sorry. I will not train my voice to sing Pamina." Give me Verdi. Yeah, right. That's where we're going to next. The Otellos, the Aida, La Traviata, Rigoletto, Il Trovatore, Don Carlo. Those are your spinto sopranos. Yay! Hi. Dramatic tenors, Verdi baritones. Yes, that's where those people leave. Now, it doesn't, I'm not trying to say that um voices cannot cross over. Like I said, I sang Pamina. I did it. But if you are giving a lyric role to a dramatic, then expect a dramatic output. Okay,
Right.
that's all I'm saying. I would happily sing Pamina tomorrow, but don't expect me to sing it at 30% soft because my voice cannot physically do that. Sorry, I
Hmm.
sing above a 50-man orchestra. Okay, and I'm still you can still hear me at the back of the hall. And I'm not pushing, I'm not forcing it. It's just how dramatic voices are built. Okay, so if you are giving a dramatic lyric role, then expect a dramatic output. Okay, so that
Right.
like I
Right.
said, doesn't mean they can't sing it, but don't then tell them, "But I want those notes to be really, really, really." No, no, sorry. Not for a dramatic voice. I could try, but it's not gonna sound pretty. And we want to sound pretty every time. Okay. Richard Wagner, The Ring Cycle, Tristan und Isolde, Parsifal, The Meister Singer, Lohengrin. Those are your dramatic, 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 held in contra altos, right? Bigger voices. So Verdi, Wagner, bigger voices. Now, also, We also want to be careful with categorizing a voice to be dramatic too soon. I need to put that out
Mm-hmm.
there actually. You have to be very careful, because you also don't want, just because you think this person has a big voice, oh yeah, they can fill up a room, la 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 la, and you're giving a 16-year-old Verdi. Please do not do that. Please do not do that. I beg you. um a drum You cannot really classify a voice to be dramatic that quickly. Okay, and that's why when I was presenting earlier, I said there's a young dramatic, right? And voices grow into being a full dramatic, so make sure you give
Mm-hmm.
it time, make sure you've given it a lot of work before you say, oh, this singer is dramatic, let them sing Verdi. So I will not advise to give a Verdi role to anybody younger than 25. Just the personal preference. Even 25, you see some other people say 30, 35. But personally, I would say please don't give somebody Wagner at 18 or 21. Their voices are too young to handle those kind of roles. Okay. But you can give them young dramatic
Right.
roles. Yeah, there are some bigger roles that are for younger singers. So find those and give them that. Okay. To help build their voice and not kill their voices too soon.
Right.
Puccini, La Boheme, Tosca, Madama Butterfly, Turando, La Rondine, Spinto Soprano, lyric tenors, right? Those are people that fit into that bracket. Donizetti, Lucia di Lammermoor, Lelizzi de Amor, Don Pasquale, La Fille de Regiment. Collateral
Mm.
Soprano, yay! Here we are. I don't mean I am. No, I mean people. The people, they know themselves. Not me though. I don't claim what I'm not. I'm definitely not clutter. Um so lyric
Yes.
tenor, basso buffo, right? The comic singers, right? Collateral, very playful. Those are people that sing. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There are dramatic singers who could move, right? They could move, and you could call them collateral dramatics. I think John Sutherland falls into that bracket.
Mm.
Dramatic, big voice, but can still move. So, like I said, make sure that you allow crossover singers to crossover, right? Don't just be, oh, she's dramatic, so she can't move. No, no, dramatic singers can move too.
Yeah.
Um, Rossini, Il Barbiere di Siviglia, La Cenerentola, Guillaume Tell, L'Italiano di Algeri. Yep, same Collatura, Tenore di Grazia, bass baritone voices. So lighter voices for those roles. Richard Strauss, the Rosenkavalier, Adriana auf Naxos, Electra Salome. Those are coloratura soprano, lyric mezzo for Octavian, and then dramatic soprano for Electra. Hando, Giulia Cesare, Rinaldo, Rodelinda, Smele. I just picked common composers that people sing a lot. So this in no way, shape, or form is like this is not the only
Right.
source of truth, right? But I just picked common
Mm-hmm.
classical singers. And most classical singers would have sang one or two of these roles, or at least sang arias from these roles. So that's why I chose these ones. Giulia Cesare, Ronaldo, Rodelinda, Simele, coloratura soprano, lyric tenor, mezzo soprano, and then countertenor roles. All right. And then this kind of just shows you where the voices lie visually. So you could see that. And then Sing Smarter Technique Optimization by Fach, right? Breath management. Never collapse the rib cage, right? We talked about this earlier. Make sure that your technique for whatever voice type you have, whether you are a deep contralto, you are a held in tenor, or a bass baritone, whatever you are, um,
Mm.
it's all centered on technique. So make sure that is the foundation. And then from there, you can then say, okay, these are the repertoires I should be singing, and this is what I shouldn't be singing, right? I had a student come to me. She actually joined my studio 2 years ago. And when she came, she was singing, I keep forgetting this girl from Chicago, really low. Is it Chicago? I don't think. When you're good to mama, mama's good to you. And then how I knew immediately that she wasn't contralto or mezzo soprano as she claimed was because I could sing it richer and heavier than she could. And I was like, I don't think this is your range, because she was like, when you're good to mama, mama's good, like really light. And I was like, the people who sing these roles, they are really robust singers, right? Mama's good to you. So if you don't have that type of voice, don't sing that. But I didn't say that to her.
Wow.
I was like, "Oh, okay, awesome, wow." She was like, "Yeah, this is where my voice leaves." I was like, "Oh, awesome, okay, great." And then I gave her because she sings more not classical. She sings more musical theater and um pop. So I gave her this song from Beauty and the Beast. I've forgotten, but a little higher, maybe more mezzo soprano, higher range. And she was like, "No, I can't sing Belle. No, nobody gives me Belle." I was like, "Oh, really? All right." I said, "Well, can you trust me?" She said, "Yeah, yeah, sure. You're my voice teacher." I was like, "Okay, good. All right, go learn the songs. Bring it next week." She came in and she was like, "I'm surprised I could sing these notes." I was like, "Oh, really?" I'm not, but let's keep going. To cut the long story short, within less than 6 months of her studying with me, she could sing a high D.
Wow. That's big.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. And like I said, I'm not a magician. I don't take credit for it. I What exactly happened was she didn't have good breath management. She couldn't find her resonance. There was no articulation in her voice. And we just
Mm.
found those things. And the voice went to where it was supposed to go. Period. That's it.
Wow.
So
Wow.
when you fix those things, then
Yeah.
you can then follow this Fach system. But till you do that, till you can find your resonance, you know where your voice leaves, your voice knows what to do without tension, you cannot truly comfortably say, "Oh, I'm a dramatic." There are a lot of people who claim dramatics, but they are just
Mm-hmm.
sopranos with a lot of tension. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the absolute truth.
I agree with you.
Right? They
Yeah,
could be
true.
collaterals
True.
if they found the resonance in their voices, but they're just sopranos. One of my friends will say they're just terrible sopranos, and then they claim to be dramatics because of how much tension is in their voice. So fix your resonance, like in this slide, say resonant placement, forward mask, pharyngeal, singing. Find your registration balance, your head voice when your voice moves. Do your warm-ups. Warm up, do your warm downs. I know nobody talks about those, but they're really important. After singing for three
Yeah.
hours, you want to do exercises to warm your voice down, right? 5 minutes, warm your voice down. Stay hydrated, 8+ glasses a day. Practice up to 80% of your capacity. And then make sure when you practice that much, take one full day in the week to rest, right? Because your
Wow.
voice is in your body. So make sure
Definitely.
you're taking that time to rest. And then next slide, how to choose your repertoire. Well, like I said, figure out those things first, then confirm your Fach, access your textura, evaluate your vocal weight, check your text and language, stage of training. Because, like I said, even though somebody might be dramatic later, you don't want to give them too early. So make sure you train a singer to be dramatic rather than just putting the title on them at 16. Okay.
Valid.
That could cause a lot of tension in their voices that early. So make sure you really evaluate what stage of training they're in and then build their voices towards what it should be. And then for audition, prepare areas, make sure that and that's something we also do a lot in Nigeria. And I'm guilty for it, right? I'm so guilty for it because back home we're like, oh, it's a competition. Let's sing Rossini. Because it has a lot of running notes, and the judges will like those running notes. That is it, okay? No. No, sorry to break it to you. Um, if you sing running notes badly, you will still lose the competition. Um,
Right.
someone could come in and sing Care Selve, as simple as, well, the song is not simple, but it's very lyrical, very slow, and they could still win a competition. Why? They have good resonance, good diction, good vocal control, good breath, meta di voces everywhere, showing off all the good stuff, right? So pick songs that work for you. Not, I lost the competition in my life because of that. Because I was like, oh yeah, I need to sing Non Mi Dear. Yes,
Hmm.
that's exactly what I should be singing. No, it was not sad. It was terrible for me. And I didn't know that at the time. And I sang it very, very, very terribly. So I did not win, to say the least. But then I went to another competition. By this time I'd known my voice and I sang songs that really fit. I sang uh why am I forgetting? From La Forzada, and it's still one of my
The
signature areas
Farzad
to this
Destiny.
day. Yes, I sang Pace, Pace, Pace Mio Dio. And I won the competition with that song, right? Because it's Verdi, and that's my voice type, and that's what worked for me, rather than singing Mozart, non mi dear, and switching on all the high B's, trying to sing coloratura. Okay, all right. So find what works for you, find your voice type, and then last slide, common fact mistakes that people make and smarter solutions. Common mistakes: misidentifying your voice based on range alone, right? I kept on saying that throughout. Oh, I can sing a high F, so I'm gonna sing a magic flute. Right? No, just because you can sing a high F doesn't mean you should be singing magic flute. Shishila Badoli can sing a high F, but you will
Yeah.
not find her singing magic flute. So don't just identify your fact based on range alone. Find where the sweet spot is in your voice, where your voice truly shines, and pick songs within that range rather than, oh, I can sing a high F. So I'm definitely not a mezzo. Well, there are mezzos that could sing that high as well. So yeah. Rushing into heavy, see, as I said, that rushing into heavy dramatic repertoires too early, pushing your chest voice
Hmm.
above the passaggio, right? The belters in the room, right? I want to sing, and no, yeah, no,
Wow.
yeah. Right, it sounds beautiful, right? Yeah, really good, but
Wow.
but you want to reduce
Good.
that for
Wow.
just
Wow. Wow.
effect.
Wow.
Right, just
Wow.
for
Wow.
effect,
Wow.
not everyday singing.
Wow.
So make sure we don't
That's
belt
great,
every day,
man.
okay? Um, then choosing rep for impressive high notes, exactly what I said before, right? Oh, because I have a high F, I'm gonna sing magic flute. Probably not. Sing what works for you. Okay, if you can sing magic flute,
Hmm.
go for it. But make sure it's really, really within that sweet spot in your voice. Don't just sing it because I can sing a high F. Okay. Um, using pressed phonation for volume. Aha. See, I talked about this. Um, choral directors, please beware. Yeah. Allow your singers to sing freely. Okay. Don't I would even encourage, if you notice that a singer is dramatic, if you really, really want to leave them in soprano line, then make sure it's a big repertoire, right? That you don't mind them giving a full blast on high notes, right? If you know you want softer singing on the high notes, You could make them floaters in your choir, move them to the second soprano line, move them even to the alto line, and that's okay to preserve their voices. Okay, so please do not tell dramatic sopranos to sing high B flat soft, because their soft is probably at the 60% volume at that
Mm.
tessitura. Okay, and that's really their soft, because if they give you loud, you will know it's loud. Okay, um but don't gauge their soft based on all your lyric and soubrette sopranos. Okay, so no pressed phonation. Allow them to sing based on the volume of their musical instrument, their voice. Neglecting low registers and chest registers. Oh well, you shouldn't be singing that low. They're contraltos. They should be singing that low. Okay, like I said,
Mhm.
if there are repertoires in your choir that you think they can't sing, allow them to move freely and find their voices within the choral system. And if they're soloists, let them sing repertoire that will show those low registers. We want to hear those. We want to hear the sarastros. I'm tired of hearing tenors. I'm sorry. No offense to the tenors in the rooms. I want to hear that beautiful contralto voice, right? Because I
Mhm.
think in general, we place a lot of focus on high voices. Oh, they're high voices, like as if it's a type of superiority. It's not. It really isn't. You know, so allow low voices to shine. Allow your low voices to enjoy their voices and not feel less than what they
Mhm.
are because their voices are lower. Okay, let them use those voices. Ignoring vocal fatigue signals. Oh my gosh, my voice is so tired, but let me drink a lot of water. No, you need to shut up. Okay. Water does not fix vocal issues. Right. So please, if you're tired, take the day off. Go keep quiet somewhere. Smarter approach. Identify your Fach by finding your textura, timbre, and passaggio, not just top notes. Build your lyric core for 5 to 10 years before moving to a heavier Fach. I said this earlier. Don't just be like, oh, well, they sing
Yeah.
really loud, so they're dramatic. No, no, no. Start them as lyric first. If you see that the lyric is not really fitting, then you could keep moving them as fitting as possible. But don't just throw that the dramatic at 16. No, don't do that. Cover and modify vowels as possible, right? That's a whole different topic. Vowel modification, right? Your
Mhm.
e's don't stay as e at that high, because you don't go e. It sounds terrible. E, right? Modify to as it goes higher. So vowel modification, that's awesome. That's a good way to help your voice. Choose repertoire where 70% of the piece sits in your sweet spot. Exactly.
Mm.
That's great advice. Make sure you find repertoires that's at least, I would even push it to 80 or even 85. Sit in your sweet spot. If you finish singing an aria and you're like, oh, I'm not gonna sing this part because I shouldn't be singing them every time, then you shouldn't be singing the piece. Okay. So choose repertoires that a huge portion of the repertoire. Not every repertoire will fit like a glove. So don't misconstrue that for this.
Mhm.
Um but if at least if there's one high C right at the end, that's okay. And everything else sits within your range. And you can still sing the high C, but you can't sing it every day. That's okay, right? That's still a good song for you, but make sure a huge portion of the song sits in your sweet spot. Amplify your resonance, right? Through resonance. Never force your voice. Balance registration require training. Train your full voice, low to high. Make sure it all aligns. Rest. Rest at the first sign of fatigue. A tired voice is an injury waiting to
Mm.
happen. I can't say that enough. I I went through a rough part of my career because I did that. I did not rest when I was supposed to rest. and then I ended up having a cyst, and then yeah, it was a whole thing. So please rest. Your voice is not, it's not a drum. Okay, don't just beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it every day and night. Rest. And that's all I have for you. Know your fact, choose
Wow.
wisely, and train your whole voice. Thank you very much.
This is great. Wow, 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 wow. This is awesome, man. This is awesome. Matter of fact, I'm dumbfounded. Guys, this is another level of information. Voila. This is another level of information. This is like the apex of music. Like I told you, be ready for this session. I told you. This is nothing like we've had. This is a different approach. And matter of fact, I think I feel cheated a bit because I was distracted trying to find the slide. So I didn't really hear a lot of things because my mind was trying to get the slide up. By the way, I've sent it to the group, the group chat, so you can also go through the slide later on, revise everything you need. This is a master class, I tell you, man. I'm short of words. All
Oh,
right,
thank
we're gonna
you.
have. I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much. Damn,
Yeah.
I know we have. Why? Where have you been all these years? I'm sorry. I just have to lose my composure in this life. This is great. This is like
Thank
this is
you.
happening in Nigeria. I mean, I'm and it's a doctor. Oh man, this is good. This is
Thank
good. I
you.
know we don't see this often. We don't see this often, so we must appreciate this, guys. I'm sure all of you streaming this live, you will appreciate the fact that you have been given dished with a good food today. Yes, yes, I could see the reaction coming in. Anyways,
Oh,
we're going to have the question and answers now. Try as much as possible to keep the question straight to the point. If anyone asks something they've already responded to, please do not repeat the same question. Before we start, I have one quick question, man, because a lot of persons came to my DM and were just asking me a lot of the people who came in later and those who were also in the live. They were
mhm.
asking to clarify some certain things, which I
All
just want to
right.
bring. So you spoke highly about Fach, which is the bedrock of healthy singing. And
Mhm.
then someone asked me, how can I sing, or how can they find their resonance? There's something we lack in the Nigerian music scene. I've seen a lot of talented people out. I've watched a lot of videos. Witnessed a lot of performance. But one thing that is lacking is resonance. There is no resonance in the voice. And you said something, you were doing the whole max thing. So I wanted to ask, or they're asking, what is the idea of resonance and how can one work to have a better resonance?
All right, let me take my glasses off for this. All right, so
Exactly.
I want to go super technical, like 2 seconds, okay? So your mask is your
Yay!
nasal
I think your slide came
pharyngeal
on stage
cavity.
finally.
Oh, what? Sorry.
I think the slide came on stage finally.
Yes, only
Yay!
just an hour later. Oh gosh, I can't.
Hey, the slide. Oh man, the slide came
The slide
later.
finally
Oh,
arrived.
guys, I'm
Oh
sorry. The
gosh.
slide finally arrived. Oh, see all the
Oh
information:
gosh.
soprano, mezzo, contra, tenor, but everything is here. Anyways, we can still be having the question and answer, and while swapping through the slides, so they just use it to
Yeah.
jinx their memory through everything.
Yeah. So resonance, where that leaves is your nasal pharyngeal cavity. Okay, let me break that down, right? Nasal pharyngeal. Right? So, pretty much I tell people, if you're trying to find your resonance, do a lot of exercises that start with an N. Na 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 is going to sound nasty, is going to sound um what's the word, very amateur. But that is where your resonance lives. So play with your knees, knee, Play with your knees. Na na. Play with your nas. That is
Mm.
that's the basics of your resonance. It's in your nasal
Wow.
pharyngeal cavity. Okay. Now, what does it's not just trying to sing na 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 na, na, right? What that does is it automatically brings that voice to that position where it's ringing. Na 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 no 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 na 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 na, right? You can't sing a na without being in that resonant space. Now, once you
Mm.
found that, then you can transfer that ring to different vowels, different consonants, and keep that resonant. Now, I just want to say thank you. Right? It's an ooh, but it's still in that. Right? So it's once you found that ring in the nas and the knees and the nose,
Mm.
then transfer that to every other vowel consonant and walk through it that way. That's how you find your resonance. Now, how do you
Wow.
distinguish resonance from
Wow.
non-resonance? I would say play with the eight, depending on the voice, play with the 80-20 rule or the 85-15 rule, right? If air, you can hear more air in your voice more than the actual sound, then it's not resonance.
Right.
If you can hear more core in the sound than air, and that was the example I gave when I was giving the presentation, right? So, nursery rhyme. The baby is swimming in the water. The baby is swimming in the water. The baby is swimming in the water. Pop, 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 pop. Right? So much A in my sound. The baby is swimming in the water. The baby is swimming in the water. The baby is swimming in the water. Pop, 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 pop. Nah, pop. That's exactly where your resonance is because there's a lot more core in the sound than air. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Wow.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, doctor. All right, so I'm going to bring on screen some few questions here. This is from Hales Visible, and he's asking, thanks, ma'am, for choir having just the SATB part. Are you saying they can be switched at intervals because you want to sing free or because you don't want to cause them lose their vocal keys? I don't know if you
Yes.
get that, man. Okay.
Yes. Yes, 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 and yes. So I didn't know this either, right? It was until I was in school and I remember my choral director used to call them floaters. And I was like, what the heck does that mean? Why is he calling them floaters? Now he calls them floaters because they have a more characteristic voice, right? They could sing soprano and sing alto and sing mezzo, right? Those are your floaters in the choir. So if you were singing a Negro spiritual, right, in your choir, right, and you wanted to sing, keep your eyes on the prize, hold on, right, and you wanted your choir to be boisterous, well, move on your dramatics to the soprano line. You're about to hear that banging high C, right? Ah, right, and the whole room is shaking. Yay! Awesome, right? The choir sounds awesome. But if you were singing misery, misery, and you wanted your soprano line to be really, really quiet, please do not put your dramatics in the high register. Move them to the outer line, and that is okay. Right, we focus too much on putting people in one. It's okay to bring singers in and call them floaters.
Mm.
In fact, it's a privilege to be a floater, that you can sing soprano and you can sing alto whenever you want to, and that's okay. We need to normalize that. Well, that's what my choral director did, and I really learned from that because there were some songs that, like, I couldn't sing high C at, it's not coming out. Right?
Right.
It's not gonna
Right.
come out. If you want me to sing a high C, it's banging loud. It's boisterous because that's the top of my range as a dramatic soprano. Okay, so and it doesn't make them altos either, right? So we need to normalize allowing singers to be floaters. And some people are okay with just staying in the soprano line. And that's why you see a lot of repertoire too that composers write for soprano one and soprano twos. And that's fine too. You could move them between soprano one and soprano two, and that's okay. We don't need to go with the canons and say, well, if you're a soprano, you sing just soprano. It's okay to be a floater
That's right.
too. So it gives your
That's right.
voice that freedom to blossom. Because I remember back then I
Right.
was so miserable in choir because we had to sing songs and that were really high, and I couldn't sing them as soft as the next person beside me, and I will
Mm.
finish choir exhausted and really devastated. So let's not allow our singers feel that way. Okay, allow them be floaters. Okay, all right. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Doc. I'm going to bring in Modesta. Modesta had a question he asked earlier. He was asking, I'm an auto singer with times. I feel bad because all the singers around will tell me to lower my voice so that it won't overshadow theirs. Please what do I do about that?
Call Owele. He was calling me. Oh, okay. Sorry. Someone was calling me earlier. I wanted to answer them.
No problem.
Yes, this is
No
exactly what I
problem.
just said, right? You tend to be in choir feeling bad, right? Said I'm a singer with loud voice and I feel bad sometimes because I'm sitting around and will tell me to lower my voice so I wouldn't overshadow. Yeah, that's that's a typical example of a floater. Don't feel bad. I'm a floater too. Okay, and I'm proud to be a floater, right? Exactly. If you're singing alto and it's now, there are two ways to go about it. Number one, don't push your voice to sound softer just because you can't sing softer. You could still sing that line, and whenever you feel like you can't
Mm.
sing a soft, keep quiet. And that's okay. Choral directors, please, I hope you're hearing me. It's okay for your floaters, even if they want you need them in the alto for that piece. When it gets to the place, you could do what we call they actually did in the Baroque era, where for
Right.
effect,
Yeah.
for loud and soft, they will say only four violins plays this, right? Two violins play this part to achieve that effect of softness. You can do the same thing in your choir. If you want it soft, tell your heavier singers shush on those notes. Let the lighter one sing to achieve that effect. And singers don't feel
Wow.
bad if you're told
That's a great
to
technique.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Exactly.
A
Instruments
great
do it.
technique.
So
Wow.
why can't we do
Yeah.
it as
True.
singers? And not
True.
feel bad. Okay. So don't feel
True.
bad that I have a loud voice too, and I love it. I didn't love it at first because I was told that. So please let's advocate for our bigger voices and make them feel good because it's you like it when you want those loud sounds and they're
Hmm.
giving you the ringing, but when you want it soft, you're like, shh, uncle, don't do your voice too loud. Why now? Why are we doing our dramatic people like this? Okay, but
Directors,
I hope that
I
says
hope you can hear this. I'm going to take this bigger for directors. They're going to hear by force. Very, very
right.
important. And also, permit me to call a few names. Betsy, I hope you're on this stream and you can hear this. This is a very, because you brought up something like this recently to me also. Thank you so much, Doug. I'm going to bring the next question.
Mhm.
And she was like, please, could you be my mentor? Okay. But the question was, what kind of exercise from Ifoma and Niekwa? I don't know if I get it
Hey,
correctly.
Mama. Oh, sorry. I that's
What
my
kind
good
of
friend there.
exercise? Oh, nice. Informal. Oh, nice. Nice. I hope it's the
Um,
informer that you're referring to because there was one informer like that that somebody and Linda also referred to, and
oh,
she
really?
said
Oh, well, if it's not,
one of
well,
his
I still love you, even if I don't know you. But if it is my friend, well,
All right.
What kind of exercises do you do for run downs? Oh, you mean cool downs or um
Yeah, I think it's
warm
cool down
downs?
after singing. Mm.
Yes, they're called cool downs or warm downs. But yeah, same exercises you do for warm ups, just lower. So you finish singing on your high sing, right? Sing a C3. Um, really, really subtle hums. Um, Even if you're singing to a vowel, don't warm down with a high C, right? You want to start going down to that really low register, that speaking register, to tell your voice, okay, I'm done singing those high notes. Come back to earth, right?
Mhm.
Come back to where we talk. Come back to where we do everyday life speaking. Okay, so same exercises, but just lower to your lowest range. Make sure you end your warm downs in your lowest range, and then your voice is ready to
Mm.
go.
Right. Thank you so much, Doug. All right,
Mhm.
I'm going to bring Jenny for real. Jenny for real is asking, at a young age, I started as a soprano singer. Now I sing alto, but sometimes I mix both part up. How do I manage this, ma'am?
My sister, go get your voice coached. If you
Right.
were soprano before and now you're singing really low, I don't mean to scare you. Like I'm not. This is not to scare you at all. First, there are two things that could have happened. First, voices change. When I was 16, I was a coloratura. I sang Queen of the Night aria. What? Me? Good old me? Yes, I did. Now I can't. Right? I'm older. So voices change with
Right.
age,
Right.
time, and don't
Right.
feel bad about that. It's just natural. It's just like, your 5-year-old right now, they can sing soprano, right? As they go older, they start sounding like Uncle Matt. Right. Exactly. That is it's just the natural progression of life, right? So
That's right.
that could have happened, and that's okay. Another thing that could have happened is bad technique. Actually, you could have grabbed some bad technique and have a lot of tension in your voice, and now you can't go as high as you used to. That could be an issue. And that is where I would say go get your voice scoped, because if you've had a lot of bad technique, then something might be going on there. So get it scoped, find out what's going on. Doesn't mean there's something, there could be something and there could be nothing. But if you know there's something, then you can work towards fixing it and getting your voice back. And if there's nothing, well, good old life happened, and that's okay too. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Doug. All right, so we're going to try to wrap it up now. So I have another question, about two more questions from my DM. She said, from that, Doc, you have switched from opera to contemporary, demonstration to negro to pop to musical theater. What's the idea behind your switch technique, and
Somebody wants to know my secret.
how can I be able to sing sing and sound in those era? If I sing opera, I sound opera. Negro, I sound negro. Pop, I sound like pop and musical theater.
Stop it. I
So she's
like
basically
it.
talking about the
Stop
switch technique.
it. What? Yeah. So I had so many teachers tell me, "Oh, you're a classical singer, so sing your classical, right?" No, and that's why from the start of this, I said this is not to put any singer in a box, right? There are singers that really, truly, they can only sing classical, and that's okay. And there are singers that really, truly, they can only sing pop. If you tell them to sing classical, you're about to make their life miserable. And that's okay too, right? But there are singers that want to sing Celine Dion and sing Mozart the next day. And that is also perfectly okay too. Now, to your question, switching technique. I always tell people it's a very subtle difference between classical and commercial singing styles. Like,
Hmm.
it can happen like this. Okay, let me give you the secrets. Classical is long tubed, commercial is wide tubed. So, ah, and I will always love you. That's it. That's
All
all.
right, doctor, you are taking us where we don't know. He didn't bust my brain.
That's it,
Thank
my
you
sister.
so.
It's that
So,
simple, long
so it's
and
more like
wide.
wide. So more like open and close, open and close sound, more something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
if, I actually try not to use close because people are like, oh,
okay,
then they want to like
yeah, yeah,
close. No,
yeah,
I
yeah.
would say they're actually both open, but just open in
Mm,
different tubes, right?
great,
Classical
great.
is taller. Yes, when you go higher, you need that spread too, but still tall.
Mhm.
But contemporary singing, it's more forward, more open, more wide.
Yeah,
That's
right,
really the
right,
only difference, to be sincere. Same technique, oh, just that is just an
right,
embrosion change, and you are very
right.
okay.
All right, thank you so much, guys. So let's have this one and one. How can I learn to vibrate or to vibrate and how to sing running notes clearly? I have to get
Okay.
that, Doc.
Yeah, running notes is a technique. If you don't have it naturally, some people do naturally, and I'm like, oh wow, that's awesome. Nobody taught you that. God's great. Some people have to learn it, and that's okay too, right? So if you're learning, I now the vibration part, I would say that happens naturally because what happens in your voice is that when you try to sing, right, your voice, your vocal cords do this, right? The vocal clap, they clap
Yeah,
together and then they vibrate too. So they're right. That's the pedagogy clap, right?
yeah,
So vibration should come naturally. You shouldn't have to make it, right? Just allow your voice spin. Now, the reason why people don't vibrate is because they actually stop the vibration.
hmm,
Ah, Kyrie eleison. And that's probably what they've heard a lot. So they imitate that. In the natural order of things, your voice naturally vibrates because without your vocal cords vibrating, you cannot sing. So allow your voice vibrate instead of like restricting it to have straight tone, right? And I know
right,
some choral directors do that. They're like, oh no, like, straight tone. Ah, just allow your voice spin as it should. That's
right.
so I would say there's a way to teach how to vibrate, allow your voice do it naturally. Okay. And then
Thank you
for
so
running
much,
notes,
Doc.
there's so many
Yeah,
exercises. Vakai, Konkone, Panovka. There's so many books that could teach you how to. The key is start slow and then move faster. Okay, as your voice can allow, but keep doing that every day. You will learn how to sing running notes.
thank you so much. All right, it's our time. So I want to have one last question for you, Doc, please. Just the last one. So I'm going to
Mhm.
bring this video on stage of Doc singing. Just quick one, everybody join me.
They
I'm going
want
to
to
bring
form my
this on
hand.
stage.
Oh, they want to show my video.
Wow. Wow. Hey, thank you
Like, wait,
so much.
what? Look at
Wow.
you.
So that's like you hitting, I don't know, that should be E or something or F, and you kept going. So here's a question, Doc. Here's a question. How do you prepare? Because this is an excellent. This is excellent. This is what perfection is to my ears. So how do you prepare for performance? How do you prepare before you sing? How do you prepare your voice? after the rigorous rehearsal session, and you still have time to be able to not sound fatigue on stage, because that's a full operatic performance. For most of you that doesn't know, if you go check her page, Dr. Miracle Obor, you will see it on her page. It's a full African opera, and it's very rich because of the Yoruba culture. So the question is, how do you prepare after having rigorous rehearsals and you still come on stage to sound that much of a beauty?
Um, practice, 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 practice. I'm kidding. Practice, number one, and then rest, 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 rest. Because if you practice too much and you don't rest enough, then
That's right.
you'll be fatigued, right? So do the practice early and rest when it's almost time for it. So your voice is
Right.
ready to go. So when you practice, it's almost like your voice knows what to do when you get on stage. But for your voice
Right.
to be able to do what you've taught it to do, you have to be well rested as well. So if you have a
Wow.
performance, a full opera in 2 months, practice rigorously for the first 6 weeks, and the last 2 weeks, ease into it a little more. Ease into it, give yourself time to rest, and you'll be in the best vocal shape to sing. Okay.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you. You're so kind. Thank you so much. So, one last word before you go. What do you have to say to the streamers, the viewers? One last word to the young emerging talents of the Nigerian singers out there.
Yeah, keep going. For the fact that you created time to be here today means you want to learn, right? So keep doing what you're doing right now. Look for knowledge, find people who have the knowledge that you need, find a good voice teacher, um, do what they say you should do. Like, trust your voice teacher, they know better than you, especially if you find a good one. If you're not with a good one, run away because it will cause problem for you.
Wrong, no.
Run away. Oh,
Very important.
now, what they talk about that? You don't have good coach. Your coach is telling you to use your left leg to kick ball instead of right. Run. But find a teacher that works for you. Listen to them. Do what they ask you to do. Find knowledge. Where we live in a world now where there are classes everywhere. People like Mr. Matt are doing classes. Subscribe, watch people, learn from people, get the knowledge where you need to get it, and keep practicing and rest. That's all I'll tell you. Just keep
Thank you
going.
so much. Thank you so
All
much,
is
Doc. Thank
possible.
you so much. Please, you join me to thank Dr. Miracle Amah. This, I, I, I,
Thank
I'm
you.
dumbfounded. I mean, getting Dr. Miracle, it wasn't easy, but she, aside her busy
I'm sorry, Matt.
schedule,
I'm sorry.
see, you guys don't understand. You guys don't understand how what we are having here at the platter of gold. Like, I feel so emotional right now because if only I had this amount of information when I was growing as a young matter of fact, I'm still growing though. I mean, I know my knowledge about music before going to study would have been much more better. So this is we're getting this at the platter of gold. I don't know gold or silver, I have none. But what I have is to tell you I am indebted, and I want to say thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank
On
you.
behalf
Thank
of
you for
everybody,
creating the
this
platform.
is exactly how to wrap up the session. This is how to wrap up. In fact, everything happened for good. she was supposed to
Right.
be she was supposed to be the previous before this one, but I think God just designed this. I mean, it's a blessing. This is how to wrap the session, the 30 days master vocal master series with MDB. Thank you so much, Doctor, for your time. This is two
Thank
hours
you.
solid of your time. I do not take it for granted. We do not take it for granted.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. We admire you. Matter of fact, someone is saying, how can you be my mentor in the comment section? I saw that
Oh,
comment. Well,
don't worry.
but
Email me. Email me. We can set something up.
she's expensive, guys. Don't worry.
I am. Oh, I tell
She-
you, I am.
she- Thank you so much, man. God
Thank
bless you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Amen.
Thank you,
Amen.
man. There's a wrap. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone.
All right, man. All right, guys, people, it's a wrap. So we're gonna have I'm gonna come up with one last session tomorrow, either tomorrow or sometime next week, which I'm going to have it on a broader stream. I want to thank you all for being faithful. Those of you who have been consistent through this 30 days. It's not been easy. It's been a marathon of experience from six astute speakers, and all of them have done a great job. Not to talk of Dr. Amah today, I am dumbfounded. I do not see this coming. But however, stay tuned. For those of you who couldn't the cut and join, guys, I'm going to have one session myself when I'm going to summarize, bring everything from the first speaker to Dr. Amah, the sixth speaker, on one session. I'm going to say everything. It's going to be an interactive session, but I'm going to stream it on. It's a pro bono thing we're going to do for everybody. I'm going to stream it on my Facebook page. If you're not following the page, go check out Matthew Samson Aber or Matt the Baritone on Facebook. It would come out. If you're on here and you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you're wrong. I'm coming for you. I'm going to find you and I'm going to get you at your home. I'm coming for you. So subscribe to the YouTube channel and I will see you guys next week or tomorrow. But anywho, much better details about my kind of a summary session is going to be discussed on the platform and published on social media. Thank you so much, everybody, for streaming. Subscribe, don't forget. Subscribe, don't forget. Subscribe, don't forget. Bye-bye now. All right. Peace, yeah.